Okay, this is my first book review. It's something I decided I wanted to do on YouTube to add content, to share my thoughts, and to really get clear on why I read the books that I read and what impact they actually have on my life. Because I find a lot of us tend to read one book after the next, whether it be self-help or something else, usually self-help books, kind of inspirational books, and we don't apply anything we got from that book, which really is just entertainment at that point. It's not actually creating a difference in our life. And entertainment is great, but how about entertainment with also creating a difference in my life and your life too? So part of me is kind of nervous, which is strange because no one's watching these videos or they haven't yet. And it's weird to be talking to no one. So I'm just going to let that go and move forward. So the book I just read was Shoe Dog by Phil Knight, and he's the creator of Nike. It was one of the best books I've read in a long time, particularly because of the way he wrote. Everything the way he wrote was specific. I could really paint a picture of the conversations he was having, whether he was negotiating a deal in Japan to get shoes shipped over to America so he could sell them, or interviewing someone new for his company. I could really picture the exact moments and how he did it, and I was very curious. Or how he was as a dad, which is a big, something I think about when I get to be a dad someday. And what I got from this book was that when he created Nike, he was truly passionate about what he was doing. Shoes meant a lot to him, and a culture of making a difference meant a lot to him. Money was not much of a motivator. Even though now I think he's worth over $50 billion or $10 billion, something like that. And what I personally got from it was that the higher you go in life, the more likely there'll be a target on your back. There's going to be lots of haters. There's going to be lots of people that come after our successes. I also got that in order to really do something great, you've got to fall in love with the process of doing the thing. And by the end of the book, I really got that his favorite part was the whole journey of it. And it's so cliche, I know, follow the journey, it's not about the destination. And that's a hard thing to grasp because very often we think about the destination rather than the present moment. So what I noticed from that book is the value in letting go of this, once something happens, I will feel great. Once he sells $100 million worth of shoes, he's going to feel great. Or that some action is going to create some sort of relief of some kind. Which I think is the story of many books, is that we are reminded to participate in the journey and to trust in ourselves, to have faith in faith. That was a lesson that he had at the last chapter, was to have faith in faith. So what I'm taking away from this book is to let go of my end goal, which is to cure Huntington's disease, which is to have a multi-million-dollar online business so I can live a life where I can travel the world and spend lots of time with my family and make a huge difference for thousands of people, and to be as healthy as possible. Those are I feel like I'm missing one of my main goals, but it'll come back to me later. So, yeah, those are the main things I want to accomplish, but what I get from this book is to let go of those major milestones that I want to reach, and to start to fall in love with the process every day of what it looks like to reach them. And to notice when I get caught up in my head about, the daydreaming of if only things were like this, and once I get there, then I'll feel better, something like that. I'm going to let go of all that. That's the lesson I got from this book. And that people can surprise you. People can really surprise you. Phil Knight is, he's friends with every great athlete in the world. Nike has some of the best athletes: LeBron James, Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan. And they're his friends. And that's wild. I think that's so interesting, the conversations he must have had. He also said something interesting about Tiger Woods in the book. He says, I don't want to give away too much. I want you to read it. There's a tragedy that happens to Phil Knight at some point, and Tiger Woods calls him about it the next day, like 7 in the morning, and he was just incredibly compassionate with Phil Knight about the incident. And then Phil Knight afterwards said, "I will not put up with anyone speaking negatively about Tiger when I'm in the room." And I just thought about, the stories that we latch onto when people make up things about other people, and then we judge those people and we get on board. We act like, we want to be part of the group that has this same opinion about someone, some scapegoat, some villain of some kind. When people are just people, and there's a whole side of people that we might never get to know. So I'm going to take away that kind of grace that he has and move that forward. Highly recommend the book, Phil Knight, Shoe Dog, about perseverance, about facing major setbacks, thinking it's all going to come to an end. The guy wasn't worth any money for so long. All the money back in his business, he was worth no money for so long. And he just kept wondering, is this the day that all falls apart? Is this the day? And he just kept moving forward. So really inspirational story. Highly recommend you read that book. I do the audiobook version. I like it better because I can hear the tone of voice in the reader, and I also can do other things like drive while it's going on. So hope you enjoy. This is my first book review I've ever done, and hope you have a fantastic rest of whatever you're doing. Please reach out if you have any questions.